and skills of employees, thus enabling them to perform their roles. Fixing the organization addresses the transition from a current corporate culture to an ideal corporate culture. It is to be noted that Sashkin and Egermeyer themselves conclude that none of the three approaches has achieved long-term success, as shown in their studies. Prescriptions for different approaches to change are often ethnocentric and may only be appropriate in the cultures where they were researched, developed, and validated. Whilst Harrison claims a methodology led by HR and based on early involvement to overcome assumed resistance, it may work in his stereotypical, that is, national culture, but is unlikely to be generally applicable to different industries, let alone different countries. Similarly, Abraham and others report a successful methodology based on maintaining concern for quality, but again, based on a stereotypical corporate role culture organization. It appears more difficult to delineate and explain business failures that owe their origin to badly managed change initiatives. Bennett has observed that two most common explanations for the failure of change programs derived from a lack of senior management commitment and a failure to address the softer issues related to re-engineering's impact on people and corporate cultures. His view is that there is a more fundamental reason for many failed change transformation efforts, in particular, that the basic vision that guides many change experts is flawed. Their unconstrained vision, or a view that mankind is infinitely perfectible, drives their change initiatives to solutions that break down in implementation, either because these solutions cannot cope with the complexities of the real world or because they encounter overwhelming organizational resistance. Even gurus who have studied change management and published their findings and frameworks extensively have failed when they try to apply their theories to their own situations. For example, Covey may have sold 13 million copies of his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but he has been unsuccessful in his attempt to create a juggernaut of efficiency training. Based on the many models and analyses in the existing literature, together with our own evidence at Trompenaars Hampden-Turner, derived from extensive worldwide research and consulting, we can begin to draw several conclusions. 1. Change may be planned or unplanned, evolutionary or revolutionary. 2. Most change will continue to be brought about by influences in the corporation's external environment. 3. In order to survive and prosper, organizations must change and adapt, at least as fast as their environment is changing. 4. Change itself is inevitable, and the real issue becomes change management. 5. Change management processes are critical to organizational success because they act as agents which influence every other organizational process. 6. Badly managed change can result in a. Negative organizational memory about change and how change is managed. B. A retarded ability to undertake any change programs in the future. C. Negative impacts on organizational performance and morale. D. Negative bottom-line impact. And E. Accelerated onset of crises. 7. Existing approaches to managing change may be summarized as A. Change of executive leadership. B. Change in mid-management leadership roles. C. Management development programs. D. Survey and feedback programs. E. Quality circles and TQM. And F. Business process reengineering, or BPR. And finally, 8. While the world and organizations are changing, many fundamental assumptions about any one industry, competitors, people, and technology tend to go unnoticed and unchallenged. In preparing our organizations for the 21st century, new change management processes must provide a mechanism for surfacing and rethinking our deeply held assumptions. Otherwise, meaningful change is not possible. We believe it's all too simple, as happens in many traditional change approaches, to begin to